as you said.
Yeah, so I was like, you seem like a good guy.
Well, you gave me loads of heat when I donated to Back Post, so.
That was funny. Yeah. What did I say again?
Well, first of all, you called me a brand whore, and then the next time I donated, I misworded the question, and you started like having a massive go at me. And I was like, "Do you guys want my money or not?" I'm
Ollie,
sat
can
here
you just do it
donating my
again?
money.
And,
Yeah. So I'm never donating to you guys again.
That was funny.
I hope that's okay.
Yeah, no,
I'll
that's
donate
fine.
tonight, just for myself.
You would just to
I'll
yourself.
ask myself a question.
What games are you watching along tonight? Arsenal.
Chelsea, PSG, and the Arsenal game.
Fuck off.
Whoa!
Is it Madrid City tonight as well?
Yeah, tonight's the fat
Fucking
night.
hell.
Tomorrow's
Well,
the
what we'll
not fat
do
night.
I
basically.
smell a remontada somewhere.
What we'll do is we'll start with PSG Chelsea. If something interesting happens in one of the other games, we'll just switch over. Basically.
I hope Chelsea get really close and then fuck it.
Yeah.
I'd love it if they went like 2-0 up and
I'd love it if they went
20
4-0 up and then conceded twice in the last 20
yeah, I'd
minutes.
love that.
That'd be.
I'd be fucking giving it to Tobe so bad.
Fuck off, mate.
I think we're rolling, by the way.
Toby Evan. Pronounce his surname?
Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
We can edit that out if you want.
No, it's fine. Tobe's you're fucking getting it, mate.
He also won't listen to this, so. It's
No,
fine.
exactly. Yeah. Imagine the one time.
He's like, oh, I'm actually going to lock in to
Yeah.
these guys.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Ben and Seb,
Hello.
Thank you, mate.
to. I need to head Back Post. That's because I listen to so much Back Post.
Yeah.
Have
Those
you-
number one
my,
fan.
my impression of Seb on Back Post is so good.
Do it.
Go on, do it.
Welcome back.
Yeah, you
It's
do
the
go-
welcome.
You do go
Yeah,
up
I don't
at the
know-
start.
yeah, I don't know why.
Welcome.
You do it with only
but-
Tottenham as well.
I did a different intro.
I know. Yeah, he
Yeah.
got so rattled by my impression
Yeah.
that he changed the intro.
What's the new one?
It's just welcome back to the Back Post podcast.
Just far more
way
nonchalant.
more depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head was on absolute Mars.
Yeah.
Last time you were in here, how long ago was that? Well, you came for the Christmas quiz, didn't
Yep.
you?
Christmas.
I think it was like August.
Yeah, full of
I
hope.
think. Yeah, full of hope, full of optimism. We were talking about Poch's Spurs, I think, weren't we?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
we were.
Could we do that
quite
again?
full circle because he's probably coming back in the
Yeah,
second,
well,
so-
if and when he comes. Do you
Yeah.
think he will come back?
Yeah. Not if we go down, but I think he'll come back up if we stay up. There are some
What
Spurs
am I
fans
saying?
out there that think he's coming back like no matter what, and it's just
He's not going to manage a championship team.
no.
really.
Put the Scott Parker in the bag. mate.
If there was, any, if there was
He's-
anyone that would.
He's the expert in getting teams out of the championship.
He
to be
is.
fair.
He is.
But
Scott Parker then into Poch the next year.
yeah,
That sounds like fun.
if I see Scott Parker in that god awful jacket that he wears on the touchline at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium,
What is like
in
the little like puffers?
the grey? No, the grey one. He's got a similar one to like Pep. It was
the
like
one
a
that's a bottom
cardigan.
pocket.
Yeah, and it had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
3 stripes on the sleeve.
dreadful.
It was bad.
Oh,
If I
I
see
think
that
he
in
wore that when they lost 9-0 to Liverpool, Bournemouth, when he was Bournemouth
yeah,
manager.
if I see that in
Yeah.
anything other than the away dugout at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I'm not going to be very
Yeah.
happy.
Won't be pleased.
I was talking about Liverpool Bournemouth the other day because I said on Saturday night that like I will remember where I was when Max Dowman scored that goal, and people were like, "That's ridiculous." I was like, "Yeah, but I remember where I was when Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0. I remember where I was when Aguero scored 5 against Newcastle.
Where were you when Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0?
I beef it, mate. It was the same. It was the same time as when
That was September game, wasn't it? Was it
It
August?
was
it
like
was
end
early
of August,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like the bank
August.
holiday weekend. It was the same day that we lost to Man City and Haaland scored a hat trick. We went 2-0 up.
I remember that.
I feel like I must have been at
4-1,
Spurs
4-2.
that day or something. I don't because I wasn't. Or maybe not.
No, I don't think Spurs played that though.
No,
I'm
maybe
pretty
not
sure.
then. Yeah, maybe
What was the
not.
other example I used? Oh, when Mane scored his fastest hat trick. I was at my stepdad's house.
I think that was a lunchtime game, right?
It was.
Was that
Yeah, I think I'm-
2015?
I feel like I was in the pub pre-Tottenham.
Yeah, 2015, I think.
Yeah.
It was that 2015-16 season, I think.
Yeah.
Did they
I
win
think
like
it was 14.
8-0? Was that the final score?
No,
genuinely can't.
no, I don't think so.
Why didn't they lose him when he scored his first
Oh no, Villa
one?
did score.
It wasn't
I
the
think.
season Villa got relegated, was it? It was the season before. I think
No, it
Sherwood
was.
was the. Oh, was it?
It was.
I thought it was
I'm pretty sure.
14.
Oh, was it? Maybe. No, maybe you're right. Maybe
They
you're
went
right.
down 14. No, they went down 15-16.
Yeah, we
So I
lost
remember
at the Villa
Sherwood
Park
kept
that
them
season.
up like
6-1.
Well, they 1-0 down
Why do I think they won 8-0?
when
No,
Mane scored.
I don't think they went behind, but I think Villa might have scored like a meaningful goal in the game.
Right.
maybe.
I remember I had Shane Long on my FPL.
Mate, I used to
Shane
love
Long, what a
Shane Long. I
boy,
always used
man.
to sign him as the backup striker on career mode for Spurs. I don't know why.
Is Shane Long the most backup striker in Prem history?
Yeah, he was
Maybe.
actually a
Possibly.
decent finisher. He actually
The
was
most
alright.
nearly striker
He
in
was
Premier
nippy.
history.
He's so Palace actually, Nick Shane Long. It's because Kevin Doyle played for Palace. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Scored
Well,
against
I
Stoke
like
Kevin
Athletic in
Doyle
the
as
FA
well.
Cup.
I used to like Kevin Doyle.
Yeah.
What a weird little strike partnership that is, Kevin Doyle and Shane Long.
Where's all the Irish
That
strikers
is
gone?
weird.
Troy Parrott.
Well, yeah, other than him. But I mean,
Did you
he's
see
not
his assist
really.
at the weekend?
No.
Unbelievable. Honestly, go and
there's
Is
search.
he
Go-
contracted to Spurs still? Or
No,
not?
we sold
No,
him.
no.
Last.
We
summer,
sold
I
him
think.
to
Can't
another Eredivisie club, and then he went to AZ
He
after
was
that.
at no, I think he was on loan at Excelsior. Oh no, you may be
No,
right.
he
I
went
think we
permanent, I
sold-
think.
I can't remember. He was at Excelsior
One
and
of
then
the
he
two.
did really well there. They got relegated though, and then he went to AZ Alkmaar
Yeah.
and played against us in the Europa League,
Some career journey, tell you that.
and then scored that. Did he score a hat trick to keep them in the? Or did he score in both legs?
He scored a
of that?
hat trick in the World Cup qualifiers.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah,
Away at,
yeah.
like, was it Austria?
Was it a
or
hat trick?
Hungary?
Hungary. Yeah, he got a hat-trick.
And then obviously
He's-
the Portugal games where he scored as well.
Yeah, they won 2-0, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that was where Ronaldo got sent off.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
hole. That was so. That was
I had to wear a
funny night.
Portugal shirt on the front 3 shoot.
I did see that. I was like, "Is that your?" It looked quite big on you.
It was like a double XL.
I
And they
was
were like,
like,
"What's your
"That's
intro?"
not yours.
And I can't reveal what happened in the shoot, by the way. So you guys know what happened, but I can't say it's not out for like
Okay.
3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
They were like, "Right, can you do like a little piece to camera?" And I was like, I went up, I was like, "I'm Ollie Thomas," like kissed back. So I was like, "Messi's the goat." And then Colin was like, "Oh my god, you can't do that wearing a Portugal shirt. You can't do that wearing a Portugal shirt." And then Waleed was wearing an Al Nassr shirt, and he did exactly the same thing.
Oh,
And
class.
Connor was just crashing out.
Was it a Ronaldo themed? I can't. You
No,
can't
it
reveal,
wasn't.
can
It
you?
wasn't.
All right, there you
I
go.
didn't have a shirt. I was meant to bring another football shirt,
Right.
but I didn't.
Right.
Right.
Speaking of that international break, that Troy Parrott stuff feels like years ago.
Yeah, it
This
does, I know.
season's been so long
It's been so
So
long.
long.
Yeah,
because I've been depressed the whole time.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, let's get into Spurs.
But do you know what? Though?
Let's just-
one
let's
result,
let's
one
not.
positive result has
Yeah.
actually made me want to like. I watched Brentford Wolves last night
That's great.
because Spurs got a point at the
That is
weekend.
weird.
Go outside.
I was
touch
just
grass.
like, do you know, well, I was playing paddle at 10 o'clock, which I got a lot of shit in the group.
Yeah,
chat for.
who plays paddle at 10 o'clock?
Well,
That is very
the court that
bizarre.
we play at has literally only got 2 courts, so it is like impossible to get booked. You have to do it 2 weeks in advance, and a lot of my mates work normal 9 to 5 jobs, so we can't like go at like they're all in the rat race in the
The Matrix.
yeah they're in all the Matrix. They're
Bloody
tied to the
losers.
Matrix. I've watched Manosphere, guys. All right, I'm breaking out that shit. But so we have to play like 10 to 11. We play the graveyard shift every week, basically,
Right.
not every week.
If
But-
I went to play paddle at 10, I think my girlfriend would be like, "Where the fuck are you going?"
yeah,
Playing paddle, she'd be
Paddle
like,
is-
"What?"
it's actually another woman.
Yeah, she'd be like, "I'm coming with you. I'm sitting there and watching you play the entire
No,
game."
it's actually just me and the boys. It's like, you know that meme where it's like, I bet he's thinking about other women, and I'm just thinking about that slice.
This Ben Bowman special where you just go to the net and miss the ball.
Yeah, that happened a few times last
We haven't
night.
played in so long, by the way.
I
We need to
know,
play
We
again.
do need to sort
We
it.
need
It's
to play
been, we've
again.
been so busy at the minute. But
Yeah.
man, we didn't sort it.
I'm glad that Spurs had a positive result Sunday. I was
Yeah.
actually
So am I.
audibly rooting for you from my sofa.
Yeah,
Thank you, mate.
I celebrated.
that
when
means a
Richarlison
lot. It
scored.
really does.
Yeah, I feel like people want us to go down. Like, I think the general consensus
Do
is
they though?
people would want Spurs to go down because I think it would happen with any like big 6 club if they were in that situation.
Yeah,
Like there
maybe.
would be that pile-on of pressure, and like everyone would want them to go.
Yeah.
And also Spurs are just the whipping boys, kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
In the
The Prem does get significantly worse without Spurs.
It does.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
significantly. You
I don't
miss
want
out
Spurs to go down.
North London derby, Tottenham Chelsea games are always big. Everyone likes playing Spurs. I feel
Yeah,
like.
Spurs is
Yeah.
everyone's
Yes.
derby.
I
Spurs
had
a
an
big game
Arsenal
for
fan
everyone.
come up to me at a party at the weekend and say that I don't want you to go because it's 6 points every season. I was like, thanks, mate. That means a lot.
That's,
Yeah.
that's the classic. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Real
Yeah.
pat on the
Yeah.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Mate, we'll be back next season, so it doesn't matter. But
1 game a week next season, mate.
yeah,
Yeah, you could do Man United.
You wish you
Yeah.
could.
That's
Michael
the
Carrick
thing.
manager.
Yeah,
Please does know.
that's the thing. If you'd recorded
me.
this podcast with us last week, I'd have been so negative about our situation.
Yeah.
Like really down in the dumps. Like I mean, we were hardly even recording content, but now this week, have you seen the injury news?
What? No.
Do you know? Have you kept
No.
up to date? Poor research right there, guys.
I don't do research.
Romero back. A doggy back. Bergval back.
Like fully back as well.
Van de Ven back for Sunday.
Bergval just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have any update on him. Suddenly
Spurs
today,
back.
yeah, no, genuinely.
Kudus back after the international break as well.
I
Most
wa-
overrated right winger in the Premier League.
That it was a crazy take.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst videos I've ever watched in my life.
I said it all the
can't-
time. The comments
yeah.
did their job.
So for context, that was what's his name? Patrick.
Patrick Van Straten, yeah. Shout out Patrick, he's a nice guy. We did
Don't shout him out.
we did
Horror take.
on Zach's podcast last week, Nothing But Football. We had to do the most overrated player in every position,
Yeah.
and he picked Mohamed Kudus for right wing, despite the fact that he has been like the only bright spark in our attack
And the
all
fact that
season.
he-
He's been
he-
injured
he
for 3
went
months.
after him and he was like, he's the one that's escaped the most criticism at Spurs this season. It's like,
No, he hasn't.
what?
Yeah,
That
if
is
you
the
just
most-
watch Spurs. He's
Yeah.
the only. The
It was
tactic for a
literally
while
like-
was just
Yeah.
give it to Kudus
And
and just
yeah,
make him
literally.
make him.
There
do
are so
something.
many opinions that you could have about Spurs that no one could argue with this season. So many negative opinions. That is probably the one that I look at you and go, you've just not watched us.
Yeah.
At
But it's
all.
the same with the whole like the media and Thomas Frank. Like he got, nothing against Thomas
Yeah.
Frank. He just didn't work out. But like,
Nothing again. I've got so much
well,
against
yeah,
him.
but like he's a
Taking us-
steps out on him and Conor
taking
Gallagher.
us
yeah,
down.
true, yeah. Conor Gallagher is
Oh,
on the other.
mate.
But like, I understand why
Honestly.
the general perception of Thomas Frank is that he's a nice guy and they want to stick up for him, whatever. But
Yeah.
the analysis around us was like so lazy for so long, and that's probably what kept him in the job for like
It can't be
far
Frank's
longer
fault.
than he should have.
I couldn't possibly
Like,
be Frank's fault.
and then Tudor, we were saying this, like Tudor's come
Yeah.
in and just got both barrels like absolutely straight away.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's, despite the fact that we feel like we kind of live in everyone's heads rent free a little bit, Tottenham, but like nobody has clearly been
As
watching
does
us
every
because
fan base of every club ever.
yeah, that's true. But like people,
You're
like
obsessed with us.
people
Yeah.
got so much to say about Spurs without actually looking at what's
Yeah.
going on. It feels
there's
like,
a lot
and
of
that's what
uninformed opinions.
it was like the
yeah.
Truman Show with like Thomas Frank. It was just like, are we seeing something completely different
Yeah.
to like everyone else? Like what is going on
It's,
here?
I think some managers get that. Like, it's not to the same level, but Glasner has that a bit in the media. Like, he's like, people,
very protected.
yeah, people view him as like the sole reason Palace are, it's like
Yeah.
Oliver Glasner FC.
You should
Yeah.
be
It's like,
grateful.
yeah, it's like, I know
Yeah,
I
I
am
hate
grateful,
that
but
stuff.
like that doesn't mean he can't do no wrong.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's done a
Also,
lot wrong.
Can do no wrong.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
He's done a lot wrong this season as
No,
well.
I know. He's also just cussing out all of our old players now. Did you see that?
What? I saw.
That-
I did see a tweet that was like he's actually fully lost the plot, but I didn't click on. The
It was
video
like,
again.
so an interviewer asked him like, Palace are really well known for their like maverick attackers back in the day,
Yeah.
like Zaha, Eze, Elise, and you know there's some fan frustration about there not being any in this team now. It's very rigid and robotic. Or so, he did kind of insult Glasner.
I feel like they've asked that question off the back of like you. I feel like
I've
you've been
been-
talking about
that's the
that.
Ollie
I've
Thomas
sat in this
special right
chair,
there. Yeah,
in, this
yeah,
chair
it
in
is.
this chair and been banging that drum for such a long time. And he
Yeah.
was like, well, when before I got here, no, the reason I'm here is because Palace were in relegation battles. The reason Roy Hodgson was here was because Palace were in relegation battles. If these attackers are so amazing, why were Palace so bad like, before I got here? And it's like, right, so you've just like insulted Zaha, Elise, Eze. Also,
Yeah.
Eze scored, like he is that mould and he scored in the quarterfinal, semi-final,
Yeah.
final
Yeah.
cup.
Maybe
So,
because
like,
you also had Scott Dan and James Tompkins at the back.
Yeah.
Like, that's maybe why
because
you're
we
in
sold Wan-Bissaka for £50 million and we signed James McCarthy and that was it in the transfer window.
Yeah,
yeah, literally.
That was
Do your research
mate,
on
talk
the
about
person.
like crashing out on a deadline day. Oh my god, I was like,
yeah.
that was like Sky Sports News Day. So I sat there and I was like, we're actually going to sign no one.
yeah.
We've just
Yeah.
pocketed £50 million and we're going to sign nobody.
Genuinely, we've been through really similar 18 months. Like,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
similar. We
Yeah.
both
So-
had
Did you sell your soul
an
for
insane high in the same week at the end of last season. And then this season, it's been really bad for both
Even
of us.
Newcastle to an extent.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not as bad for you as us. Like, you had a,
Chelsea a bit at the moment.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Chelsea are just I hate that football club. They're just like
So do I.
they don't
They're
deserve
just-
any sympathy.
no, but it's like Spurs, Palace, and Newcastle all broke their trophy drought last season and are all just having
Mm.
well, some worse than others, but like
It feels like kind of catastrophes at each club. Like,
yeah, they've had all the stuff with Eddie Howe.
yours
like,
isn't a catastrophe because you're not going down and you've not really been near the relegation fight. But in
no,
terms
but
of
you've
like
been very close to like crisis.
yeah, and
Yeah.
a club legend
Right.
in Glasner like losing the plot like he has done.
I was there on Sunday and it's just like, the vibes are just so low.
Yeah,
I left the ground and I was just sad.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, it's just so like
yeah,
the fans like clearly don't really want to be there.
yeah.
I said they've made their mind up on the manager, which is fair enough, but they've also made their mind up on certain players. And it's really
Yeah.
annoying me,
Yeah.
like relevant player to us three, Brennan Johnson,
Yeah.
who last few games played right wing back and has actually been pretty good. Like
Yeah.
he's created some chances. His set piece delivery is actually really good. But
That's
also,
crazy.
I was
also,
trying to gaslight us right now.
also, he got a free kick 25 yards
Trust
out the other
me,
day, and it like glanced the top of the wall. And I said to my dad, I was like, "That was actually going top bins. Like he had like whipped it. That was going top bins."
Am I seeing something? Like,
That's mad.
But Palace fans have just made their mind up on him. Like
Yeah.
every game Arsenal,
That's
it's like,
frustrating,
on social
yeah.
media.
it's like,
yeah.
oh, what does he even do? I'm like, mate, like I've just sat there and watched Gesson, who I really like, do fuck all for 2 games against
Yeah.
Larnaca, and he's
Yeah.
like, got again. And there was one point on Sunday where Brennan Johnson is turning into a Palace therapy session, not Leeds one of Spurs.
That's right.
um,
We're here for you.
Let me just get this off my chest, then we'll come on to you guys. No. Brennan Johnson miscontrolled the ball,
yeah.
yeah,
and all the Palace fans were like, oh my fuck, he's useless. He then gets the ball, nutmegs the Leeds left back, goes round him, gets fouled, yellow card to the and Palace fans were like,
It was actually me and Seb sitting there
Yeah.
in disguise.
I was
We're just
like,
like, "You've done it again." To be fair, there was who got sent off for Leeds? Goodmanson.
Goodmanson.
If they played on there, Johnson was in.
I don't know.
Like, he was making a
I think that's why the
busting
ref
run
booked
from
him.
right wing back.
I didn't see the penalty or the red card. I
Yeah.
never leave my seat early, ever.
Yeah,
And after 40 minutes, I was like, this is the worst game I've ever seen in my life. I'm just
Yeah.
going to go get a beer.
yeah.
yeah.
Missed all of it.
Weirdly enough, I feel like us having a more depressing time in the first 8 months of this season has now given us something. Because we're in a relegation battle now, so when we win, it feels like
Well,
Huge,
we're
yeah.
fighting
I was going to say this.
massively.
Relegation battles are obviously something you've never experienced before, but they can be a hell of a dopamine hit.
Yeah,
I'll tell
Mate,
you that.
I-
For
the
free.
way I
Exactly.
felt after one point.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
One
crazy.
point, I was
You
just like,
cherish everything.
Yeah.
So
So
it's for you because you're 10 points above it. It's just kind of like
it's like
there's no feeling even if you win.
yeah,
or draw a
I
game.
saw a tweet about this, and I've been thinking it for a while, but I didn't want to kind of outwardly say it. It's like,
Here we
I'm
go.
glad we've got something to play for. Like, I'm actually, in a way, I'm like, obviously I don't want Spurs to
disagree
be in a
with that.
relegation battle, but like,
Yeah.
at least we've got something
how
to
you-
keep
Yeah.
us going.
how are you both feeling about it now?
Much
Well,
better after
yeah.
Sunday, even though nothing's like literally changed. Everyone's still on the same points. West Ham drew, Forest drew, but it's a weird one. I was saying to Seb just before you got here, I got a message from my old boss, who's a Forest fan. He was basically saying like the mood is so bad at Forest at the moment. Like they don't know where the next goal is even going to come from. Like I didn't actually realise that Vitor Pereira hasn't won a league game.
No,
since he's been there.
They won that Fenerbahce game.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
everyone was gassing that point
yeah.
so much.
So I think the mood there in their camp ahead of next Sunday compared to ours now is actually like completely different. It almost feels like it's flipped quite a lot. So that point feels massive, and there's a lot of stuff going on kind of behind the scenes at Tottenham like this week to really make the players kind of feel supported ahead of the Forest game, and like there's like a lot of fan action and kind of stuff like that. And I think obviously Forest is a cup final, not to be like cliche. So to give those fan movements the kind of legs and energy that it needed off the back of a point, that even that is huge, because you know, like you said, we haven't been in this situation before. But you look at like Everton, for example, who, you know, have had a similar ride in a sense to us in the Premier League, even though we've achieved more than them in terms of title charges and more consistent Champions League football. But I think people look at Tottenham and Everton quite similarly. Certainly not two clubs that should be in a relegation battle. And I think a lot of Spurs fans have been saying, well, look what happened when Everton nearly went down. Look how much their fans helped them drag them out of it. So it's like, you know, to kind of help at least give those movements a bit of weight as well. It just feels like a point generally across the board. Is like, it felt like a win. It felt like a win.
It's the biggest week in our Premier League history, I'd argue. Like, I don't think anything we fought for at the top of the league has ever been this important.
Probably not.
Like, if we go down, that outweighs anything that we've achieved in the Premier League.
Yeah, and we're going to win the 16-17 title anyway, because Chelsea have...
Yeah, well, there you go.
We should
absolutely
do it,
sweet.
so
Get in there. But I feel quite positive right now about it. But the problem is with Spurs is that changes every 3 days. Like, I feel a little bit of positivity, and then 3 days later, with how our season's going, we'll play Atletico Madrid on Wednesday. We'll get 3 fresh injuries.
Well, yeah.
How do you approach that game, do you think?
The Atletico one, I think we approach it as just we need to keep momentum going. I think that's the most important thing in the situation we're in.
Yeah,
I was going to say, like, we spoke about this on the pod about relegation battles. Obviously, John and I have both seen our teams stay up and go down, and so much of it is like just recognising the situation you're in and everyone clubbing together. And we both said we were worried Spurs wouldn't do that. But I think you are doing it, and I think we are. The thing is, you don't need to worry about getting overexcited, because like people being excited is only a good thing. Yeah, you don't want to temper your mood at all.
You don't want to put too much like pressure on the players necessarily to really make them feel the weight of this, but you also want to galvanise them.
Exactly.
And if you just have a positive feeling throughout the whole fan base, which it felt like we've. Like you kind of alluded to there, West Ham and Forest have both been in this situation before. We haven't been in this situation before. The only player that's actually been in this situation before at Spurs is Richarlison. So for him to kind of score the goal and then it all sort of to be about him as well, there was more of a connection between the fans and the players at the end of the game as well, and the manager, which hasn't really been there, and the manager and the players, which is something like we've kind of heard in the media that the players don't really like him that much. They're not really convinced of his method. So to kind of get on the same page and actually get excited, it kind of just breathes life into everyone a bit, I think.
It helped because we were rock bottom as well. Like, Anfield on Sunday was supposed to be rock bottom. 13 players out, literally could barely field a team.
2 fresh injuries for Atletico in the most comical fashion, where Romero and Paulinho just headbutt each other.
Literally. And we're going to a place that we've never won since 2011. So it's like everyone before that game was like, write it off. How many are they going to beat us by? And then for us to go and get a result there,
in the way you did as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and this again, if we got 1-0 up and then conceded late on, it would have been the same result but a different feeling. So it kind of worked out perfectly for us in terms of how it played out.
Yeah.
And I just feel like because we were so low and no one really had much expectation, it was such a huge lift for us. And it was like academy players coming on the pitch, like Ollie.
Yeah, he was really
20
decent
minutes.
as well. Like, he was actually very decent.
Had a good performance.
I think as well. Like, I was listening to James and Flav's podcast last week off the back of the Atletico game, and James Alcott was kind of saying, like, are Spurs like bottoming out here? Like, can it get any worse? And Flav was like, well, it's Tottenham. And like, of course it can get worse. Atletico, it's like, but actually, maybe that Atletico game, I kind of felt like, and as we were saying this in the week, like, I haven't really like posted or spoken about Spurs that much after the Atletico game pre-Liverpool, because I don't want to. You don't want to kind of keep adding negative energy to it. You don't really know what to say.
There's nothing to say.
And it almost felt like that was a bit of a, not a reset, but like, because we were unlucky and it was so like comically, of course this has happened to us, we've just made these 3 mistakes and the game's just like blown up. It almost felt like it couldn't get lower, and it's like, well, now we've just got to draw a line on it and kind of move on, and then to get that result off the back of it maybe I just think it has, hopefully, that is as bad as it's going to get. And then now we can kind of use it as a bit of a springboard.
And the momentum going into that game as well was so low. And then to carry that on, which what we were saying about the Atletico game, we have to, like, a performance is so important in that game now to keep that going. We've had the Bergvall news today, which has kept it going. The news Tudor was staying yesterday, which for me was positive because I thought that there was still a chance he could go.
Yeah, and also fair play to Tudor, I think, on Sunday, because I think it was a different approach. Like, we were kind of just a bit more reserved, sit with 10 men behind the ball and try and hit them on the counter-attack. Play 4-4-2, basically. Like, it was almost like we just hired Dyche for a game. Like, that's kind of what it felt like. And I think that's what you need to do in this situation. Like, we've been conceding too many goals and not scoring enough. And also, we've been conceding goals in clusters. Like, against Palace, for example, Van de Ven gets the red card, you score the penalty, and then we were 3-1 down by half-time. Atletico Madrid would concede 4 goals in 20 minutes after one goal goes in and we fall apart. We did quite well to ride the storm because Vicario made a good save from Gakpo. They had a few other half chances in the first half, and actually then we got back into it. We had the momentum going into half time, and then I think as the game went on, I think Tudor actually recognised a bit of an opportunity and was like, let's free ourselves up, let's go for it.
Yeah, you could tell. Like, I feel like I've seen that game so many times before, where it's like there was just something. I was like, I think Spurs are going to score. I actually thought you were going to concede as well after you scored. Yeah, that's a different thing.
That counter attack was like the biggest Vietnam flashback ever, especially after the Richarlison celebration.
It was just like because hasn't Richarlison done that? Has he only done it once in my head? Like, he always scores against Liverpool and he always gets mugged off.
Well, he scored this season and picked the ball out of the net. So was it?
No, there was another one. Obviously, he scored against Liverpool earlier this season, but that didn't really. I swear there was another. No, it was Man United.
Didn't he have Oh yeah.
It was Man United. He scored the winner against Man United.
And then De Ligt scored from a corner
straight afterwards.
Yeah,
but he's had so many of them. He's just like the tweet about him being the best, pick the ball out of the net striker.
It's so bad. It's just so.
Do you think Richarlison is going to be your most important player between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, I think so. If he stays touchwood, if he stays fit,
because he's got that dog in him.
I think it's just the fact that I think he has to be, just because he is literally the only player that's been through this and has dragged Everton out of it. But he won't. You know, there's others that are close. I think Kudus coming back is massive.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I think having Spurs are not, despite the fact we played much better on Sunday, like, we are not a functioning football team.
No,
at the moment. So I think when you've got Richarlison, who is a penalty box kind of predator type striker that will just make fashion chances for himself, is always involved. I think while we're not playing great football, if you've got Tell on one side, who I think, again, despite not necessarily getting the better of Szoboszlai, despite not being refined or anything, he puts a good ball in and will keep going and going and going.
Yeah, he was relentless. I thought that he showed a bit of fight.
And then to have Kudus coming back on the other side, who, you know, as discussed earlier, has certainly not been overrated and is one of our most important attackers. Again, even like he showed that in Frank's system earlier, where we weren't earlier in the season, where we weren't functioning, but he was able to create moments out of nothing. And I think those three, to be able to produce things, get decent balls into the box from set pieces or from open play, and you've got a striker that can actually find a yard in the box, make something happen with those two on the wings putting balls in. I think that's going to be really important, I think.
I made a video last night about this, and I said that we have better footballers than Richarlison.
Yeah.
It's just right now we needed Richarlison to have that kind of game where it's almost like that's the baseline now for everyone else. Like, you either fight like Richarlison or you don't play. And I think that
you're either in the boat or you're not.
Exactly. And I think if Romero comes back as our captain, the influence he can have. Like, when Romero's playing well, we are a different side. Completely.
He just needs to decide he cares.
Yeah.
Basically. I'm sure he does care as well.
Yeah, I think Romero does. I think
Romero
Van de Ven does as well, but I think he's not helped himself over the last few weeks. I mean, it was he
did that presser today for a reason.
I saw that.
Yeah, he did that for a reason, 100%.
Yeah, and I think fair play for standing up to yourself. Look, I think it's so difficult to judge with players making mistakes like Van de Ven has, because I think naturally your gut initial emotional reaction as a fan to be like, he doesn't care, he's off in the summer.
It's the body language as well. It's not just the mistakes, it's how he's been,
and he's let himself down. But is there also a part of it where maybe, again, Spurs haven't been in this situation, there is that pressure of like, how do I actually cope with this? If Spurs are playing decent football, and even if we're mid-table and whatever, it's like, does he make that mistake against Palace where he pulls him back, or does he just kind of let him go through and score because the pressure isn't as high? So there's two kind of ways to look at it.
I think the whole like notion of some Spurs players don't care or are mentally checked out, whatever, I don't really buy that when it comes to a relegation battle, because I think your competitive nature will kick in.
Yeah.
And they
will, elite athletes,
sooner or later will go, hang on, I don't want to get relegated.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that. I don't care if I'm going to be here this or next season or not. I don't want to go down.
Well, that was the thing, was how long was it going to take to kick in for Van der Ven? Maybe, like, genuinely, I think a lot of the players that were out watching that Liverpool game will go, all right, well, we've been missing. That's the best result we've had in 2026, really.
Yeah, now we need to step up.
And
also, like you said this, sorry, you said this a few weeks ago on our pod about the fact that this is probably the most amount of stick Van der Ven's ever had in his Spurs career. He's been
a golden boy, isn't he?
He's been the darling kind of child of it all. Like he's done no wrong. He was the hero one of the heroes in Bilbao.
Yeah,
clearing the ball off the line. He was great in that game. You know, obviously spent a lot of time out injured, but like we all love him. He's never really had any stick prior to the last few months. So I think hopefully that's kind of ignited something in him. And even if he comes back and plays with a little bit of anger because of that. And
that's what you need.
The thing is, like you said, no one wants that relegation on their CV, quote unquote, especially not managers, but even players. Like, and also these are all the same players that wrote themselves into history last season by winning us our first trophy in nearly 20 years. They don't. If we get relegated,
apart from Gallagher.
He's
got no good grace.
No, but like, this squad is
to make sure that was in there.
Yeah, it's like they don't.
For the record,
that will be forgotten.
Yeah,
they won't be the heroes of Bilbao anymore. They'll be the team that got Tottenham relegated, and I think
that far outweighs Bilbao. Like,
it's a disaster. Like,
for
disaster.
neutrals as well. That's all people.
100%, and that's the thing. Like, back to your question about Richarlison, is like, right? I think he's given the whole squads now the base level of what they need.
Yeah.
But if you get Kudus coming back, who's fighting, if you get Romero, Van der Ven, Bergwijn back who are fighting, even players like Xavi Simons, if he's proper up for it, I know that he's been poor this season. He's been really, really poor for the last couple of months. But if they can start having an effect, I think they will be better than what Richarlison can be for us in the run-in.
The one thing I like about Xavi Simons, even though he's not been very good, is every time I watch him, he does seem to care.
Yeah.
Like he does, like you could see him getting visibly frustrated if something goes wrong, or like he's very like expressive, which I think you need.
It's like the Man City game. He dragged us back into that game like pretty much single-handedly. Like, he was amazing in that second half, and I think he's always trying. I just think that it's an adaptation period to the Premier League, and also like he needs to just stop under hitting basically every single pass. There is like a bit of like and I don't know whether that's
thing with that.
confidence. I don't know what that is. I don't know whether that's a technical flaw. I don't know.
It's confidence, definitely. Like he's a player that can pass a football.
I thought he was all right when he came on Sunday.
He's
like,
just the easiest player to scapegoat.
Yeah,
easiest player to scapegoat.
Yeah, because he's
kind of been a scapegoat his whole career in a lot of ways because he's not really lived up to what he was meant to.
Yeah, he's been famous since he was 12. He gets shoved off the ball quite easily. He's like, if we're losing a game, you want him to create something. You're looking at your number 10 always.
And also,
like,
it wouldn't be half as bad if we had Maddison and Kulusevski available, because you could just take him out the firing line a little bit, and it would be easy for him to bed in without that kind of pressure of he has to step up and be that main guy. I think he's been. It's a weird one with him. He's been much better than what the general consensus of him has been. Because people not much better, but he's been better than what
he's had more flashes than people will give him credit for.
Yeah, but the criticism of him is valid. Every time people aren't watching him, he has a better game than when maybe everyone is watching him. It's one of those
people
classic
watching
ones.
Spurs like every single
It's
week.
typical of Tottenham players. Romero will have 4 or 5 great games. We play on Sky, Romero gets sent off. There's that kind of thing with Spurs.
Javi Simons against Liverpool,
no, literally. And Simons has had one of the roughest deals that I've seen a player get handed for their first season at a club. Basically, 22 years old. And like we said, he's been famous since he was 12, so the expectations are huge, and it feels like he's been around for ages.
Yeah.
But he still is. Has he turned 23 yet?
No.
He's 22 years old, first season in English football. He's only really had 1 year at Leipzig in his professional career so far, and at PSV, to be fair, that's not top 5 leagues, where he's actually played consistently and done well.
Yeah.
Because he's still so young with very little experience at the top level.
And that's the same for a lot of our squad. Like, our squad is so young.
You
look at Archie Gray, just turned 20.
I love Archie Gray.
He's so good.
It is nice now to see him getting a lot of praise from.
He was very good against Palace, I thought.
Yeah, he was our best player against Palace. He dragged us in, he tried to drag us back into the game. He did really well for the goal.
Yeah, he did.
And even Sunday, I don't think it was his best performance in this kind of little mini run that he has had, where he has really shown what he's all about. But to do that at Anfield and kind of just go under the radar a little bit, I thought we both said that Sarr was the best player on the pitch.
Sarr was quality. Well, again, you talk about players like just bravery. Like the amount of times he was just getting the ball in uncomfortable areas.
He was always on the edge of our own box,
and he was just playing out. He wasn't panicking.
Yeah,
it was really impressive.
I've been perhaps our biggest fan for the last 2.5 years. We have waxed lyrical about him on our pod, and he's just one of those players where no matter what he does, he won't get any praise for it.
Yeah.
If Pap Sarr put in that performance against Liverpool on Sunday, everyone's talking about Richarlison in the game, which I'm happy for Richarlison. He scored the goal, right?
Yeah.
Pap Sol was the reason we won that game, alongside Danso and his drew the game. Felt like a win.
I've done that. In a couple of videos the last couple of days.
That's relegation battle for you, mate. I told you the dopamine hit's
even
crazy.
I know I shouldn't care about it, but like Troy Deeney's Team of the Week on BBC, no mention of Pat.
Bring back
Sol.
Garth Crooks as well.
I saw someone tweeting me. I didn't actually watch Match of the Day, but somebody tweeted me and said Pat Sol didn't even get a mention on the Match of the Day analysis for the game. And it's like, you look at the general population, they're never going to give Pat Sol praise because he doesn't, for some reason, is not noticed. And like, you watch the game as a neutral, you noticed Pat Sol.
Yeah, he was very good.
I said it on the pod to you yesterday. Like, and this is part of the reason why we were so frustrated about the Conor Gallagher thing, because it felt like a midfield signing that we didn't need because of the profile of midfielders that we've already got. If Conor Gallagher put in that performance at Anfield that Pat Matsar did, everyone would be talking about it. Like, everyone.
You would know about it.
100%.
Mate, the English media
honestly,
can Conor Gallagher go to the World Cup?
Yeah, literally. It would be like that.
I might make a video about that tomorrow, about Conor Gallagher. I might just say he played like that at Anfield.
Yeah.
See if people actually
get him on the
plane. Mate,
get Conor Gallagher on the plane. Oh my god.
Well, funnily enough, you were one of the only ones that when we signed Conor Gallagher, I felt like I was going mental during that time. I felt like I was, saying all this stuff about Gallagher.
Scaife, I'm calling you out, mate.
Oh, Scaife.
Yeah. He was probably arguing with you about that.
Oh, mate.
You just need a bit of steel. You need a bit of leadership.
He's like, that's exactly what you need. I was like, it's literally exactly what we don't need.
Because the only Spurs games I've like really properly watched before January that I can remember watching was Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah.
And watching you try and get the ball up the pitch in that game was like honestly
Painful,
one of the worst attempts at doing I've ever seen from a Premier League team.
Yeah.
The Chelsea game in particular, I was like, I've never seen a Prem team so incapable of passing the ball.
I think that was the turning point for a lot of fans for Frank.
Oh, it was criminal. And Conor Gallagher it's just not that player.
Those
isn't that player.
The traits Gallagher has are becoming less and less valuable in the Premier League because the level of everyone's base fitness and running is so high. Yeah. If you don't have the technical quality to survive, you won't survive.
He's coming and got a virus and got breathing problems.
He's crap.
So like
he's that's like a broken leg for Conor Gallagher. Breathing problems.
This guy's never been injured in his career as well. Either he's come back in.
I mean, honestly, when he's played, I know he's been played out of position at right wing, but the amount of people that were saying to me, it's exactly what we need. He's going to be so good. He's our best midfielder.
He's our worst midfielder. If you go through Tottenham's squad, like
he's our worst player.
Bentancur,
him and Dragusin, it's also my coin, mate.
Bentancur, despite the frustrations, is better than him. Yeah. Paulinho has obviously been he divides the fan base like no other player I think I've ever seen. But Gallagher fell into that same camp of just not to sound thingy, but the Gammon fans
loved him.
They
love him
because he shows a bit of passion, a bit of that.
Fucking Gallagher,
it's like,
what a signing!
It's they are cut from the same cloth. But Paulinho, despite the fact that he's like an absolute disaster on the ball, offers more than Gallagher.
Yeah, and he's had some really good games this season.
He has. Sarr is better than him. Bergval's better than him. Archie Gray is 100% better than him. And then if you go into the number 10s where he can play, Simmons, Madison, and Kulusevski are all better than him. He's literally our worst.
He's our ninth choice midfielder.
I think Olasisi might be better than him. Like even when an Olasisi
came on £200 a week, so it's fine.
Don't even go there.
And on a 5-year contract, it's the worst transfer I've ever seen.
But it's all right because Poch is coming back in the summer and he's going to make him.
I don't want Poch back for that reason.
Yeah,
genuinely turn me off.
What's the bigger feeling, the love for Poch or the hate for Conor Gallagher?
It's honestly
at this point. No, but genuinely, and that's indicative of the problems that we have had this year. January was like the worst month of my life.
It was terrible.
Not personally. I just can't even remember what I did in January, but
just crashed out of Spurs.
Wasn't a great month. Yeah,
it wasn't great.
And January's never great anyway. But the transfer window was so awful for us, and then obviously we signed Gallagher, dealing with all the people that telling me Gallagher's amazing,
and then getting like gaslit at the end of it with like Curtis Jones links, and it was like that's the fucking player we should have been going for.
I mean, that came out that Spurs were linked with Curtis Jones and wanted him, and then opted to go for Gallagher over Curtis Jones. It was like, we just don't have.
There's something fundamentally
There's something fundamentally wrong.
Fundamentally wrong.
And that transfer window just summed up our season. Like the wrong decision at every turn.
And then after it, our sporting director came out and said that we didn't want to panic in January, and that's why, even though like our CEO 2 weeks before that in the West Ham programme notes was basically saying we're going to break our wage structure and all this kind of stuff. And it was like, so he didn't want to panic, but now I said it at the time, we're giving West Ham the shot in the arm that they needed to get out of this situation. But no, you don't want to panic and go and sign 2 players at the end of the window. And look at how West Ham strengthened, Palace strengthened.
Sometimes you've got to panic.
You literally have to panic.
Yeah, why do we not make like a few loan deals here and there? Like players would have come to us.
Why do people never sign people on loan anymore?
I know. Pisses me. If Gallagher's on loan, I'd be like, I would hate him so much less.
Yeah.
I know, if Conor Gallagher, mate, if you're watching, like, I'm sure you're a nice guy.
He does love me, so.
it says a lot as well that like Fabio Paratici, who I think was a bit overrated as like a sporting director during his time at Tottenham, although he did sign some good players for us, he's gone into Fiorentina, who were bottom of the Serie A, and has now got them out of it.
Yeah, they're 15th
with the signings that they've made. They're like 15th. Yeah. They just slapped someone like 4-1 on the weekend.
That's not good news for the Conference League campaign. That.
Yeah.
Are they in the Conference League?
Yeah.
Paratici gave Fiorentina the shot in the arm. There you go.
Yeah. So many shots in the arm. Yeah, we'll probably pay them if we beat Larnaca.
Really?
We probably won't. So anyway, it's not about Palace.
Is it like? I know it is. Yeah, you will know, won't you? It's like a. Is it still? Like
yeah, it's all like
it's all the same.
It's
format,
all mapped out already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ. So you got Forest on Sunday.
Yeah.
Huge game.
Biggest
my god, I'm so excited to watch that
because I think it is the biggest game in our history. I saw someone say that on Talk.
We have not had a relegation 6-pointer like that in so long.
It's a great day of football for the neutral, isn't it?
It's the best day of football. Yeah. It's honestly. One thing I want to ask you both is
This episode is sponsored by Hill Coaching Company.
Feeling stuck, bored, or quietly running on empty? Oliver Hill is a UK-based business coach guiding leaders, founders, and entrepreneurs to intentional happiness, wealth, and legacy.
The work is direct and challenging. Honest conversations exposing the self-sabotage and breaking down the comfort zones that no longer serve you.
The result? Clearer decisions, stronger relationships, genuine happiness, and success that feels enjoyable.
Find out more at hillcoachingcompany.co.uk.
What do you think is the optimum way to enjoy a day of football like that? Triple header.
What if your team's playing?
Let's do if your team's not playing. Let's say if your team's not playing.
If your team's not playing, I think it's just.
Do you go to the pub? Do you watch it at home?
No, I think it's a home job.
Home, yeah.
Well, it's different because this is our job now, so it's like you kind of have to be at home to like be across all of it. But like,
usually it wasn't your job.
If it wasn't your job, then yeah. Probably a pub, but then sometimes I like just rotting on the sofa on a day like that and just like getting a takeaway.
I like listening to the commentary.
Yeah, I do as well.
I'd have I mean,
I'll put the radio on to get a sort of alternative view.
I have one of my best mates over. Shout out Henry. Over pretty much every weekend to watch the football. I'd have Henry over.
That's so cute.
Lovely,
I'd have like a takeaway or like a takeaway, or like go out to a brunch place where I live. Get back for like the kickoff of the first game. First game is a 12 o'clock kickoff, isn't it?
12.
It's 12
15.
12 to 10 Spurs game, and then 4:30 for the Arsenal. So I'd literally go out for brunch, go get some snacks, get on the sofa, snacks ready.
Yeah.
Just like and also I'd go on a walk between the 2:10 game and the 4:30 game. Go on like a 20-minute, half an hour walk round my local park.
This is exactly the kind of details after, by the way.
What?
You can pull that face all you want. That's great. Get some fresh air.
Why would you not? I could not sit and do back to back football games without going and getting fresh air.
Yeah, but sure, I suppose there is an overlap there, isn't there?
Because honestly,
do you not want to build up for the final?
Try it next time. What build up for the final?
Oh,
sat on the sofa going, oh my fucking.
Yeah.
Normally I'd watch the build up. Maybe I'd go on a walk in between.
Does anybody watch any build up anymore?
No, I think.
Just
mate,
have you watched the post game?
What should we talk about on Monday Night Football this week? Tweets Jamie
Carragher.
How about you speak about Brentford Wolves for 90 minutes? No.
Yeah, literally.
Nobody cares.
Brentford
just say you want a
fans
few
don't
likes.
want that, genuinely.
Yeah, just say you want a few likes on. That is there is like a selection of tweets that like will bang if you say that.
But people have started to cotton on to that one now.
Yeah.
It's like it's just an excuse to talk about the big six.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
Mate, just don't watch it then. Sorry.
Let's get Thierry Henry's thoughts on João Gomez.
Yeah. No, but literally, and I mean, you should try the walking thing though.
Yeah, honestly, no, I actually might. That sounds quite personal.
Out of context.
You should try the walking. I've actually done 9,077 steps today, mate. So
that's good. That's
nice.
But yeah, no, maybe that's a good idea because it can get a little bit like.
You want to get out, and then when you sit back down, you feel fresh again for the next game.
Yeah. And also, you are right. Like nobody is watching the build-up anymore. Yeah. Nobody's watching post-game either. I don't think.
And then I'll go out for dinner. If this is a Sunday, I'll go out for a Zizzi's Sunday evening.
Classic
Zizzi's.
Yeah, absolute classic. Yeah. There are so many nice restaurants where you live.
Why are you so obsessed with Zizzi's?
It's just great. I just love it. It's decent prices.
Can we do a tier list ranking of Italian chain restaurants?
To be fair, there's a lot of like independent Italian restaurants in St Albans that I've been to. Just dox myself.
I've got a great new pizza. I actually watched the YouTube video. Shout out
Chicago Pizza.
Did all the best food spots in St Albans. And to be fair, we've been to the Boot is great. The Boot is great. That is really good. That's where we went. That pub.
Oh yeah.
Someone
posted. And Zizzi's just right opposite that.
We actually did get doxed that time.
We actually did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That was the first IRL TikTok meetup.
It actually was. Yeah.
God, those times. Now we know each other way too well.
The glory days, mate.
We need to run that back.
We do
need to run that back. Go back to St Albans.
Yeah.
Recreate the video that just got us a load of abuse.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Games of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
They say.
Yeah.
I need that same level of detail from you, please. Thank you, Seb, for really answering that question properly.
And I'd speak to my girlfriend after the 3 games as well, which would probably...
Would she watch it? The games?
No.
Does she not have any interest in football?
No, she'd either be doing her own thing or she'd be on the sofa with us but not watching, like watching her own thing. No, so me and Henry would be cuddling on the end.
She's looking at that.
Yeah.
I before I get onto your one, I've got a girlfriend related story. She doesn't listen to the podcast, so she probably won't hear this anyway. It's actually a positive one.
I enjoyed your video actually. The
tops.
Yeah, and
she's got decent ball knowledge.
She does.
She does. So this is the ball knowledge. So we were doing a crossword like a week or so ago, and one of the words was essay. And I went, "Oh, essay plays for Palace." And she went, "No, he doesn't. He's on loan at Coventry." I went, "Whoa,
that's mad."
I was like, ball knowledge. I was like, "That is sad that you know that because I've obviously told you that."
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, no, I know about essay."
You just got brutally framed by your girlfriend.
She beat me in like the initials game once. You know, like you got like 3-2-1.
Yeah.
Really?
She beat me in the Man United. She said,
"Wow,
crazy pull."
That is elite ball knowledge.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Mine's probably not that different, to be honest. Although I'd probably say like,
would you watch with Rob?
Yeah, if I was still when I used to live at home, it would just be me and my stepdad.
And your sausage dog, that's class.
And my sausage dog, that'd be good. If not, I'd go to the pub with my mates probably and go and get some food in between one of the games. But now, I don't know. Like now, it's probably work's kind of ruined it.
I was gonna say, would you rather watch a game on a watch along or not on a watch along? I quite like a watch along.
I've never done a watch along.
Really?
First one tonight.
Tonight's my first one.
Oh, sick.
I've never personally or like on a podcast. I've never done a watch along.
They're good fun watch.
Yeah, I think I would enjoy it more with like in a group situation.
Yeah.
Than doing it on my own.
Genuinely,
I don't think I could do it on my own.
Obviously, when we started the back post, that's when I started. That was my first ever watch along. I thought it'd be something I really didn't enjoy. I thought I'd struggle with the speaking throughout the whole game. I thought I'd struggle watching Spurs on a watch along. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
You can just waffle.
Yeah.
I did pitch side last week and we were doing the Dairy 11.
I did enjoy that.
And we were just, so like
it's
me and
fun,
Reeve, I don't think I've ever laughed so much on camera in my life. I was like literally crying with laughter at some of them while Lewis was just crashing out over Newcastle bars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, some of those names.
And that's the thing, I prefer being on a watch along and like being sort of on the back post, like one of us will host it if we're not watching the teams. Like tonight I'm hosting because Tobes is watching, and also we've got Ben.
Yeah.
Who's we don't trust you yet, you're only a guest, you know. So
second appearance on back post, is it?
It is, yeah.
It
is. I'll just be sat in the middle just like I said earlier, I want Chelsea to get close.
Yeah.
So Tobes has that sprinkling of hope, and I hope they get like there's a big dagger, and I hope he crashes out.
It's quite nice having the dynamic of like a team needs to win big because it means you know that they'll go for it. Like I think Arsenal Leverkusen, this might age terribly because this will come out tomorrow. That's probably not going to be very entertaining
2-0
unless Leverkusen score early.
Yeah, just put the 2-0 on
Arsenal.
the
Yeah.
Kafane, what do you have for me?
I literally tweeted it last week. I was like,
I want
the
him.
Arsenal work to do in North London tweet in the bag and a 2-0 victory next week with like a fucking deflected goal.
Not to spoil transfer window videos potentially, but Kafane is a player that I want at Spurs now after watching him for Leverkusen last week. One game I was like, sign him.
You've got the pass the eye test.
Yeah. Oh, he's so good. He's so good.
I literally watched the last 20 minutes of that game and saw Madueke diving all over the place, and I was just like, I'm turning this off.
I love
penalty.
No,
good. Never a penalty.
I like how whenever you guys speak about Arsenal back post, I always get mentioned. Rory's always like, ask Ollie Thomas, he's a
No, genuinely, because when Rory's backed into a corner, he's like, well, Ollie would agree with me. So, he does it all the time.
He's got. He pulls out the Ollie
no,
card.
Genuinely.
Mate, the comments about me and Arsenal are just getting silly.
I actually
are
you know
getting
what?
silly.
I saw a video, that video you made the other day about my Richarlison tweet and the Premier League weekend. I did see someone comment, or was it that video or something else, that, well, it might have been your Arsenal video of the week, I can't remember. I saw a comment that actually got quite a lot of likes being like, this guy's an Arsenal fan, haha, right? Like,
yeah.
And I was like, do you know what? I was quite glad to see like that got like at least like a few hundred likes. And I was like, I'm glad that people just find that quite boring now. Because it is like...
Some people don't say that.
No,
all
that's
my
true.
4-4-2 predictions, it's like, oh, he's predicting Arsenal again. I'm like, they're top of the league. What, you don't want me to mention Arsenal, Chelsea?
So what I kind of rate about you with it as well is that you've doubled. It would have been very easy if you just be like, you know what, I'm just going to stop talking about Arsenal for a while to just... Like, you could have been like, right, a couple of months, I'm just not even going to mention them.
Yeah.
Try and take a bit of heat off myself. But I rate the fact that you just... I mean, you don't talk about Arsenal all the time, obviously, but I rate the fact that you still...
I feel like if I didn't, it would be an admission of guilt.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But
and like, I mean, I watch all your content. You like, I'm a Spurs fan. I would find it unbearable if somebody was like had Arsenal tinted glass on the entire time.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
yeah.
from my point of view, I think you speak very well about Spurs.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
are
Spurs.
Arsenal's biggest rivals. If you were an Arsenal fan, you wouldn't speak that well about Spurs.
I like,
So-
I'm a big fan of Spurs. I'm
Yeah.
a big, you know what? I'm a football fan.
Yeah.
There, I
Shoot
said
me.
it.
Shoot me.
And for what it's worth, I think
that-
Arsenal are going to lose on Sunday in the League Cup final. So,
Really?
yeah, I do.
don't.
quickly, give me your predictions for the 3 games. So we got Newcastle, Sunderland, Spurs, Forest,
I think
and
Newcastle.
Man City, Arsenal.
It's Villa, West Ham as well at the same time as Tottenham, isn't it?
Uh,
I think we'll
Yeah,
have West
sure.
Ham on in the pub, won't we? Probably.
You what?
I think-
It's on at the same time as Tottenham.
Oh,
yeah, Seb's
so
going to stay
it'd
in the
be
pub and watch West Ham.
Yeah. I've seen a bit, guys.
That's way more important. Newcastle Sunderland will be in the pub.
1-0
Sunderland.
1-0 Newcastle, sorry.
Can I give you a quick fact about Newcastle, Sunderland?
Yep.
Sunderland have won 7 of the last 8 Premier League meetings.
Do you remember?
Doesn't surprise
I
me at
remember
all.
them winning
Mental.
like 3-0 in 2012-13 with Di Canio.
Yeah.
running up
Di
They
the
did that
pitch.
in back-to-back years, I think. They won 3-0.
They
Yeah,
did,
Defoe.
yeah.
And the Defoe volley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at the state.
Yeah.
They've
They've
actually
not
got a good record.
They've
at
not
St
won in
James's as well.
10. Newcastle have not beaten Sunderland in the Prem in 10 games.
Is
Yeah.
that right?
I just think
So-
Sunderland
I think
just
it
got
ends.
more bottle about him, you know.
I think
Is
ends
it
now.
at it's at the
It's at
St James's Park? Yeah.
I think
I think-
2-1 Voltmar header to win it.
I think 1-0 Newcastle. I don't think it's been a great game. Sunderland have been a bit of a tough watch recently, as have
Yeah.
Newcastle, to be fair.
1-1 for me.
But then I'm interested to see what happens with Newcastle at Barcelona tomorrow night as well.
They win.
I think they could win
That'd be
that.
class.
Nah, they're not going to win.
And if
Lamine
they could
Yamal's
win
too
that
good.
and then give them a bit of oomph. Give
Shot
them a
in the
shot
arm.
in the
Just say it, mate. Don't
Say
shy away
shot
from
in
it.
the arm.
Yeah, all right, fine. They'll get a shot in the arm. But I think Newcastle are a funny one because they always. I was listening to Pitchside yesterday and Lewis was talking about this and he was like they always go on a run at some point.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they've had a decent little away run recently.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I
they
think
could
Chelsea's
actually make
impressive.
a bit of a.
Spurs and Chelsea.
I feel like they could save their season a little bit, Newcastle. I think they're going to do that. So
Mate,
I think
they're
they will
so close to
start with a
Europe.
win against Sunderland.
And then Spurs, Forest.
3-0 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs.
Yeah, I'm back in Spurs.
I think we
we'll
score early. I think the atmosphere will be like top on Sunday.
Yeah.
It'll be really good, and I think that I think we'll blow Forest away a bit. It's one of those where if we can do the remontada against Atletico Madrid,
Yes, we can.
Kudus comes back before the weekend. He's on the bench. We go
I don't
1-0
think
up
that's
early.
happening.
No, I know. We're definitely not doing the remontada. I love how you said that's more
No, it's
unrealistic.
not my
remontada happening.
yeah. Don't be silly, mate.
No, look, just a good performance to build momentum on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and to keep the sort of spirits high. And then I think we go into Sunday just firm favourites for that game. And I think Forest, like I know there's been a lot made about the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it's been a terrible place to be this season.
It's a
like,
long
really
90 minutes.
for Spurs. But I just think the atmosphere will be so good on Sunday, and I think the players are finally showing me that they might be able to rise to that atmosphere and not buckle under it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had quotes this season like Wilson Odobert saying he gets anxiety playing at Tottenham Stadium because there's too much pressure, and
Brilliant.
I'm not even
Get
saying
anxiety
that.
going there.
I'm not even saying that to take the piss out of him because like I kind of get it. At
Yeah,
times,
but that's
it's
kind of-
so
Especially for
toxic,
like a young player.
but it's not
Yeah,
what you
it's-
want to hear.
And you also,
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you feel that, I'm sorry, Wilson, but you shouldn't really be saying that out
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
He's a funny
mental
player.
health
Like
matters, mate.
Yeah.
exactly. Get some help, guys.
Yeah.
He's a funny one because it's like him. There's been like this massive discussion the whole time him and Tell have been here, where they're almost like the opposites of each other. It's like I think Odobert is actually
If you combined them, Ballon d'Or.
I didn't say it. But, like, if you like, they're each other's weaknesses are also like the opposite of each other's strengths.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
right
that
to
makes
say?
sense.
Like,
Yeah.
Tell's got it all up here, but I think ability-wise, Odobert is significantly a better player than him at the moment. But Odobert, I think, struggles with the mental kind of side of it. But he's also like, neither of them had a fair like crack of the whip. They've not really had a fair run in the team either. It's just
None
like,
of the has this season. He's done really well. To be
yeah,
fair, so.
when he's been given a run and then he goes and does his ACL, it's just like
Brilliant. Yeah.
you literally can't catch a break. But
Yeah.
no, I think we'll win on Sunday. I think
Yeah.
we've got 5 players back that we didn't have available against Liverpool, which
Yeah.
again, like I don't think
A doggy
I don't
is so
care.
big for us being back.
I don't care how bad Liverpool were on Sunday, and they were bad, and they've been nowhere near what they were this season, last season, this season. But to go away to Anfield fundamentally and get a result with the players that we had out is just like
It's a tough place to go.
Say it, mate.
it is
Go on, say
atmosphere.
It is a
Say it.
It gave us but it's
Massive
true. Like
shot,
no,
yeah.
and I don't feel like fair play to Roy Keane for actually giving us the kind of credit for that because all of the chat afterwards was about Liverpool and like, oh, they're going to get Champions League, are they going to sack Arne Slot? And Roy Keane was like, do you know what? A lot of people have been talking about Tottenham. And it's like
That's terrible, by the way.
that was alright. I thought it was
like-
the best.
Wrong part of
Give
Ireland
me
now, I think.
when he was talking about Michael Carrick, it's like, look, if I'm wrong, good luck to him.
Look,
I'm trying to tell him I was wrong, but I don't see it.
his break from Carrick is crazy as well.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not getting carried away about third in the league.
I just don't even.
Good luck.
Sky is pointless. Sky is so pointless for Spurs though. It's always been pointless. Like they just.
To be fair, a lot of people were giving Carragher shit for the commentary on Sunday. I don't think it was that bad. He basically said that like they've made this Spurs team like look really good. And it was like he's not wrong.
Yeah,
like he's not wrong.
It's become because people have called out so often about you only concentrate on the good teams doing badly. You don't concentrate on the bad teams doing well.
Yeah,
I've noticed that like a lot of like Match of the Day and Sky really overcompensate for that. So I was watching Match of the Day on the way to 442 today, and I was watching West Ham Man City, and it was the first segment was about how like brilliantly West Ham defended, and I was like, drop the gimmick. I don't give a fuck about this. Talk about Man City. like I'm sure West Ham fans will love that. Class,
with this Mavropanos
really good
face
and
shot.
Look, I have crashed out a Match of the Day before, being like, they're not giving us any credit, but like ultimately, bigger picture, I care more about Man City than I do about West Ham. Maybe they want to increase the watch time though. Maybe that's the strategy.
Maybe that's what it
is.
Yeah,
well,
they're understanding the game. They're understanding the long form game now.
And the League Cup final, Man City versus Arsenal.
I just think it just put like the 1-0 own goal in the bag, like from a set piece for Arsenal. I think
they're just a far better side. They're just
far
better.
I think for Arsenal, the main thing is like just don't get battered. Do you know what I mean?
They're not going to get battered.
But like, I feel like it's just like a mind game. I don't think either team really cares about the League Cup. It's like,
I think they do.
This is more about a mentality.
I think both teams massively care about the League Cup.
Yeah.
For Arsenal and Arteta, that's like tick your first trophy off.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, but it's like no one cares about the actual League Cup. It's about the surrounding.
Might be all City win this season though. That's the problem for them. I know they got the FA Cup as well. To be fair, but they got Liverpool.
Arsenal quad.
I think it's a massive game. I don't know. I just feel like
I think Spurs Forest is bigger.
Yeah, Spurs Forest is
definitely bigger.
But I just feel like I don't know. I'd love Arsenal to lose. It'd be funny.
It feels like ages since they last played each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it feels like they're two entirely different teams.
September or October, wasn't it?
It's like early September. Yeah.
It was 1-1?
Yeah, 1-1. Haaland scored.
That was the whole thing about Pep defending in a low block, and it's like
I think Saka. I hate to say it, I think Saka steps up this weekend. I feel like he's due a big performance.
Saka's my guy.
He's been rubbish recently.
He has, but
it's a tough watch.
Last couple of weeks, I think he's even dipped further. I think he's been the Leverkusen game and the game at the weekend against Everton. I thought he was like terrible.
Running Eze though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I thought Eze was good against Everton. I got a bit of hate for that.
His pass for the Havertz penalty instant.
Yeah, really good.
So underrated. Left foot, like perfectly into his stride.
Give the guy
all right, mate. This guy.
Final question before we go into question of the week, which is a new segment, by the way.
Oh wow.
Are Spurs going to stay up? Yes or no?
Yes.
We believe.
I think that if we beat Forest,
we can.
I think we beat Forest on Sunday. I think we finish 10 points clear.
And who's
10 points? I'm not sure about that.
And who's going down?
Forest.
Yeah.
Mate,
I think West Ham have got the minerals.
Please be Forest.
And this is
I believe in karma in the world. I really do believe in karma.
Forest or Leeds are more like than West Ham and Spurs.
I think no one's talking about.
They're only two. Are they only like 2 points above?
Yeah, I've been saying this for a while.
Rory just for some reason fucking loves Leeds. Like he just refuses.
Do you know what? It's because Arsenal were like the only team to batter them recently, so it's like it's so
true.
Like a patronising complex thing.
You might have hit the nail on the head.
They're actually a good team. They're not actually a good.
No, but
Leeds are good, but
they're not.
They've got a lot of credit in the bank for like that run between like December through to.
I mean, they're sponsored by Red Bull, so Leeds are really good guys.
Yeah.
I think honestly, it's just like he just refused. When we did our too good to go down 11s, he was like, "We're not putting Leeds in there." I was like, "They're literally 2 points above us."
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, if you
one win and Spurs, one win."
I got rattled the other day because a Leeds fan like put a screenshot of the relegation battle and Palace were in it. I was like, we're on 39 points.
But the thing
we're as close to the Champions League places as we are to the relegation.
The thing with Leeds is you look at their starting 11 every week, and it's a back five with 2 in midfield, or 3 in midfield, or even sometimes a midfielder playing in the front 3, and then just Aronson and Calvert-Lewin.
Like Calvert-Lewin, he put a shift in against Palace. He's charging,
but they're not threatening. They don't score many goals. Leeds. It's like they either shut you out and draw the game 0-0 or 1-1, or win 1-0, or they don't,
or they batter you 4-1. Which
they just draw.
Well.
They just draw. I feel like Leeds have drawn every single week this season. They don't win or lose games. They just draw.
That was. Remember when you said that about Fulham on the podcast with Henry, and he was like, "We've actually drawn 3 games." That's so funny. No, but I know what you mean. I think I've been saying this for quite a few weeks. I really don't think Leeds are out of this at all. Like, I could see them just
banging it. They're 3 points above it.
Because I like them. Don't get me wrong. This isn't a slight on them whatsoever. But like, I do think the whole Ellen Road thing. You don't want to play there under the lights. That kind of like gimmick. Not to sound patronising, but that is carrying a lot of the narrative, I think, around Leeds, when actually you could see them going on a really bad run between now and the end of the season and getting properly dragged in.
Have they got Wolves next? Have they got Wolves?
Well, Wolves have got...
Leeds have got the best running, is the thing. Leeds have got Burnley, Wolves...
But Wolves
I don't think they play...
Wolves played well last night.
Also, I feel like Leeds... People are talking a lot about Leeds' running, being like, oh, look at the amount of points they'll pick up here. I'm like, I think they're better against the big sides.
Yeah.
Because they can just sit in and shit out of 1-1 or whatever.
If they had like a Chelsea... I mean, they beat Chelsea, didn't they? But if they had like a Chelsea...
with them.
Yeah, if they had like a Chelsea at home or something in the middle of April, you'd go, actually, you fancy them to get something there. Whereas like maybe
Genuinely.
Forest, you wouldn't. West Ham, maybe you wouldn't.
Because their fans get less up for it. Like as well, like with how big Ellen Road is for their survival.
Yeah,
I think they'll be up for the games anyway, obviously.
Course,
but when it's like a United or a Chelsea or where, and they've got to play United at Old Trafford, I hope they'll lose that game.
Yeah,
so they do still have some tough.
It's hilarious
tough
how much of an effect
Wolves
can have on this run-in. Like Wolves' next 3 games are West Ham, Forest, and Tottenham.
I think they win every single one of them.
We were in the pub together for Palace Wolves, and I was crashing out. We had beat them 1-0. That's a great result in hindsight.
Yeah,
what a win! What a win that was.
You only need to miss penalty and a red card, as you always seem to these days. That
happens in all of our games basically at the moment. We'll take a quick break, and then we will do question of the week.
Nice,
sweet.
All right, question of the week. I've actually got 2 questions.
Nice.
One of them is from John.
Oh,
who is doing the most to avoid talking about Fulham getting knocked out of the FA Cup after he said he was sure they would beat Southampton.
I said they got a couple. I thought they could get some
criminal. And it's actually a serious question. I thought he was going to be joking, but it's a legit question.
Oh, right, okay.
Prime Özil or prime Bruno Fernandes?
Prime Bruno Fernandes.
I thought that was going to be like a life question there, like how are you two doing or something.
No, there's a lot of the questions are Spurs related. And like
prime Özil or prime Bruno Fernandes?
Actually, I think
prime Özil for me.
I think
prime Özil at Madrid.
I'd say Özil. No, probably right. I think like 2010 World Cup Özil as well. Like he was insane, and probably is Özil.
Jose Mourinho Madrid, Özil. 2010 World Cup Özil.
2013-14 Arsenal. But I just think
Bruno's
kind of like he's carried. Bruno's like carried Man United, isn't he? So it's like
winner.
Depends what you value. Do you value like an amazing footballer that has got all these other amazing footballers around him in Özil who did some amazing things? Don't get me wrong, but
Özil at Arsenal. Worse than Bruno at United, but Özil's prime for me. Özil was so overrated at Arsenal, honestly.
Ericsson
I loved
Ericsson, absolutely.
It's so nice to watch. He is literally Cole Palmer. I made this comparison 2 years ago, and I got laughed at, and I'm still going to die on the hill. Cole Palmer and Özil are so similar.
They are stylistically.
The way they move, the way they play, they just move.
It's that little fed through ball.
Yeah, they're just so like languid, and I loved Özil.
I think Palmer's more like punchy.
Imagine Palmer getting
possibly.
Imagine Palmer getting as jacked as Mesut Özil has.
You should do it.
What does Palmer?
That was so funny. You just unlocked the core memory from my early content creation journey there. I made a video about Özil, the fact that he's just blatantly been on roids since he retired. People are like basically raging at me for making that accusation at Özil. How fucking much muscle mass he put on, how puffy he was straight after.
Something's not right.
Yes, exactly. He was on roids.
So I say Özil, you say.
Özil at Madrid's better than Bruno at United.
Yeah, that's fair. That's but
very
fair.
close.
Although I think Bruno, like I said, he's done more of a carry job than Özil.
He doesn't have the accolades though, does he?
The next question is from the real Dan A.
Shout out.
If Spurs do get relegated, will you still do content? I'm going to paraphrase that into what would change about your content approach. Would you still talk about Spurs?
Yeah, absolutely.
As much as you do now?
I think I'd probably talk more about Spurs, to be honest.
Picture of Seb literally putting the fries in the bag at KFC.
Do you know what killed me is that the person that commented POV Seb in 27-28 season. I was like, bro, it's like skipped forward 2 years.
Yeah.
Thinks we could be
We're
in the league, still in the championship. Yeah.
Nothing would change.
I think I'd probably talk more about Spurs. To be honest, I think I would actually like.
We've been
the
winning
last
every
few
week.
months, I feel like I've been so checked out from the Premier League that I really haven't watched that much football, other than Tottenham. Like, I just feel like it's become all-consuming, and actually, like, I just think that. If we did go down, I don't know what would change in terms of my content, but I'd want to go on like every away. I'd want to just like be like, there's no. Once we're down, we're down. There's no point.
Try and enjoy it.
Try and enjoy it. Try and turn it into like a positive thing and like.
I will say, a lot of people like eulogise about the Championship. They're like, oh, it's the best league in the world. It can be fucking shit.
Brutal.
No,
it can be shit. And Jacob will know that's a Norwich fan.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing quite well at the moment. People are like, man, take me back to the Championship years.
No.
You don't mean that.
No,
you do not mean that.
I don't think like that at all.
No.
Yeah, but obviously, but people think because people's most recent memory as a Prem team of the Championship is when they got promoted.
Yeah.
You think, it's like you've been like, give me the Europa League every single season. It doesn't actually work like that.
Do you want to be playing Ferencváros every year?
Yeah, the Europa League phase was painful.
It was tough. It's like my stepdad's generation and like a lot of my mates' dads who we all go to football with. A lot of them say like the last time we went down, which was 77, 78, say that was like one of the most fun seasons I've ever had following Tottenham. But football is so different now.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't be the same now. It'd be funny for like some away days and stuff like that. It'd be enjoyable.
It would be a slog.
Also, no £30 price cap for away games in the Championship. We'd be getting charged an absolute fortune because Tottenham are coming to town. So maybe it wouldn't be as fun. I don't know. Like, I don't think much would change. I'd probably actually want to talk more about Spurs and
I agree with
I think
that.
I'd probably check out from the Prem a little bit.
I often do that when Palace are doing badly. I have more of an urge to talk about them because I want to like defend and like educate people on it. I get rattled when people speak ill of Palace and they don't know what they're talking about. Which is
for me, like I've always been a. I think it's the same. It's not a groundbreaking thing to say, but like I've always been much more of a Spurs fan than a football fan.
Yeah.
So if Spurs are doing badly, I do kind of check out from everything. Whereas like even like I said earlier, Spurs getting a good result made me actually go, I'm just going to watch Brentford against Wolves. It kind of makes me want to watch more football when Spurs are doing well.
It's so difficult to get up for something when it's like the classic. You know, if your team's playing 12-30 and they lose, it's ruined your whole weekend.
Yeah.
And like I think the difficult thing is going to be talking about the Premier League and dealing with every single one of your comments being you're in the Championship. Like no one taking what you say with any value because we're in the Championship.
It's really interesting, like the biases that people think you have predisposed. I'm really experiencing that with England content at the moment.
Yeah.
Because everyone has an opinion, but everyone is biased.
Yeah.
So I'm getting comments like, you're just a bitter Palace fan because you don't think Morgan Gibbs-White got a chance of starting for England. I'm like,
what does that even mean?
But everyone has that view of like, I know this is your allegiance, therefore everything you say must be influenced.
Well, you've probably had it quite a lot with the whole like Cole Palmer stuff as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like I think that's. I remember Henry said the same thing on Nothing But Football. Like I think it was like October, November, saying that there is a world in which Palmer doesn't even go, and like the amount of heat you get for that at the time, it's aged incredibly well. Like a lot of the stuff that you've been saying about Palmer, and a lot of the stuff a few other people have been saying, but like people are so.
Get heat. Well done, mate.
So you hate Cole Palmer? Is that what you're saying?
Click that up and get on TikTok.
I absolutely love Cole Palmer, but it's true. Like it's not a crazy thing to say, and it's just like the problem is with positions like that with England, where there's so many people competing for the kind of same place, and they all kind of play for different clubs as well. It's just a minefield when it comes to talking about that stuff. I've really learned
that. Even like again, I'm getting. I say, Saka's a lock for me to start for England. So you think Bowen's crap? Like, no.
Oh, mate, Jared Bowen, I'm sorry, but Jared Bowen is like... I'd rather take Rio Engamoa to the World Cup than Jared Bowen.
I agree.
Bowen is not going to play. I'd rather have a wild card youngster that could do something. He's not going to start.
He would just be there.
And I really like Jared Bowen. Again, not to say like I feel like I have to preface everything. I really like him because you feel like you're going to get heat, but it's not a slight on them whatsoever. Jared Bowen is just never going to be a fundamental part of what England do. There are better players that could do a better job than him. I'd rather take the gamble on a Bowman or an Engamoa that is a bit of a wild card that gives them the tournament experience as well, because Bowen's not even going to be there for the next Euros anyway, probably. So
I agree. And to finish up on your point, I think that it's been quite painful the last couple of months, and it's fine. Like I get this from a kind of point of view where I take the piss and stuff. But, like all of our old videos being brought up that we made early in the season about like predictions, we finished 5th and stuff, and like if I post a video now about Liverpool or Chelsea or Palace or Wolves or whatever, the entire comment section is filled with just Spurs related stuff, and it's fine because I expect that. But it's just got to a point where I just don't really read the comments now.
No, I don't read comments
not even because they rattle me. It's just because it's the same shit every video.
It's boring.
Yeah.
Which is, like I said, it's fine. But Spurs getting relegated, I think, would just exacerbate that and mean that talking about the Prem, my entire comment section would just be like, "You're in the Championship, mate."
You'd have to only make positive videos.
Yeah, literally. If you
criticise anyone,
it's over.
Yeah.
Thought about making an Aston Villa video the other day. Like, why are they on the slide? I was like, probably leave that one on the back burner until Spurs can stay up.
You genuinely can't talk about it right now without people getting really angry about it. It's like, why?
And it makes me not want to do like I've been uploading far less like the last few months because I just don't care enough about general football at the moment to be like I think the Champions League has been a bit of a breath of fresh air. Champions games and not to go into the whole like quality of the Premier League. I'm not really enjoying the football, but it's also just like I don't care about it anywhere near as much as I care about Spurs' plight right now. So it's like...
Yeah. Well, we're in such a crisis situation that nothing else really feels that important.
Exactly, yeah.
And
I've got one final question. This is a question from Talks EPFC.
Yeah.
Wow, this is big.
Would you rather, in a Premier League season, the football be beautiful, really entertaining, but there be no jeopardy at the top or the bottom, or the football be terrible to watch, but loads of jeopardy at the top and the bottom?
I think you need jeopardy. In an ideal world, there's a balance of both, but I think if you were to give me one or the other, I'd still take the jeopardy. Because I made a video about this actually yesterday, talking
Depends
about
who it was.
I know people say like the title
we
feels
were winning the
done.
league.
Yeah, that is true.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
Spurs aren't involved in a relegation battle or a title race.
Okay,
Right.
so yeah, I think there has to be jeopardy. There has to be jeopardy to make
I
football
agree.
entertaining.
I agree.
I agree.
I think
yeah.
there's a massive conversation to be had about the quality, but I also think it's probably going to like. Someone made a good point about this yesterday. I can't remember who it was. That this is probably the first time that Pep hasn't led the trend in terms of the way that football is being played, and I think football will probably flip over the over the course of the next few years. Things will start to trend in the other direction. Teams will probably play better football. There still will be enough jeopardy to make it kind of interesting. It changes all the time.
People always have problems with it. People said Pep was boring when they were winning leagues.
Exactly. It's just no one can ever be happy. And look, don't get me wrong, I'm not happy at the moment because Arsenal are playing terrible football, in my opinion, and winning the league. It's literally just like the worst possible case scenario, especially with us being where we are. But there is still so much to play for in the end of this Premier League season. The European race is fascinating.
Yeah.
The relegation battle is the best relegation battle we've probably had as a
Palace are
neutral
14th and are 4 points off Europe.
Yeah,
that's insane. Yeah,
it's so competitive, and I do think the jeopardy is jeopardy.
He's done it again.
Shot in the arm.
I don't know why. I do think that is the most important thing, but I also think that would I take it being like a Hazard, Prime Mane, like it were the kind of players that were knocking about into like when we had Eriksen at his peak, Kane at his peak. Like, would I take that? I think like week in week out that would be better. But then when you got to the end of the season, like talking points consistently,
it's hard.
It would be worse.
Yeah.
I think that people have overblown. I think when people say the Premier League is not entertaining right now, I think that's a straight-faced lie.
The narratives are
entertaining, but it's not as enjoyable, if that makes sense. It's entertaining. Like it's entertaining
So
seeing
entertaining.
teams score set pieces. It being there's still
Spurs
lots
was
of
so
goals.
entertaining as neutral because both it was just like what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
These guys
Yeah,
stink.
exactly.
Yeah,
It was really fun.
And
Yeah,
also
it was a good game.
Liverpool Spurs was one of the most kind of open end-to-end games that we've had in the Premier
It
recently.
was literally like a basketball.
It was just non-stop. Both teams getting counter-attacks and fluffing them up.
I do think part of the reason why part of the reason why I am disillusioned a little bit with the Prem right now as well is because of the injuries. Like the amount of players that miss huge parts of the season.
You're just not seeing. It was like
Palmer's not fit.
Exactly,
Saka's not been fit. I don't care about Saka.
Also, shout out Bruno Fernandes as well.
Yeah,
just never
literally.
like how he's kind of been able to just keep going without getting, or basically never getting injured.
Like,
but
our most
you're
entertaining player, Kudus, at the start of the season. We've been missing him for 4 months. It's like he was genuinely joyful to watch at the start of the season.
Yeah.
According to most, apart from one man. But
Conor Gallagher.
it's not rattle me. But it's like, I do think that there's a number of different factors. But even like, I don't know. Like, I think the way Palace have gone as well is the perfect example of it too, where like you've now got Sarr and Johnson up front. You did have Eze and Elise.
It's pretty big.
But it's just, I don't care that much about it right now because Spurs could potentially get relegated.
That's the
so
thing,
it's not really. It's
I-
not really
also,
bothering
they
me.
won't.
There is a danger that football almost eats itself. I think with the money and the pressure that puts on players, and all of the decisions being made about money, which then leads to more games.
Football's
and
going
breaks. It's going in a very dark direction where it's just like you said. No one to go back to the England thing a little bit with the Palmer thing. No one wants to be having a conversation about the fact that Palmer might not.
No,
go.
I know.
Everyone
I know.
wants to see Cole Palmer play for England because he is one of the players that we have got that can produce a moment out of nothing, can play a lovely pass, is just generally really lovely to watch. He's probably been the best player to watch in the Premier League for the last couple of seasons. Not necessarily this season, but generally over the last 2-3 years in terms of just football aesthetics. But football is really in danger of eating itself with the amount of injuries that we're getting and just every decision being made for the benefit of the people that run the game. It's just
final point
boring.
from me as well, and that is, I do think there's a slight attention-seeking thing when people go, 10 years ago, back when I used to love watching football, I'm just so disillusioned with it now. I just don't care. I just think there is a slight kind of like, all right, mate,
Football was undoubtedly more entertaining like 10 years ago, but also like it doesn't make you a better ball knower or like more of a fan because you found like it's just nostalgia bias is one of the worst things I think that's
And like
ever
people 10
happened to the
years
game.
ago would have had problems with the game then. Like
They
it's
did- they
just- it's just
did.
How it,
Yeah, they
it's just
literally
how it
did
works,
have
really.
that.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is Kevin Davis was never a top 5 striker in the Premier League. I've
Yeah.
already added him onto this podcast. I'm going to do it again. Sorry, Kevin. You've just become the face of
Eagle
nostalgia.
Thiago clear, mate.
Yeah. And on
Yeah.
that really joyful note, thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah.
You guys have multiple things to plug, so crack
Yeah.
on.
Right. So
If you- yeah. 20 minutes later.
Where do you want to start? I mean,
the only Tottenham podcast.
yeah.
Especially if
That's-
you're a Tottenham fan. I mean, to be fair, on our episode yesterday, we had our 2 highest comments were I'm an Arsenal fan and I'm a United fan that listens to the pod.
Yeah, they
that
both had like
really
15 likes. It was just like, I actually really love this podcast. It was like,
Why?
fair enough. It was like,
fair enough, but why?
yeah. But yeah, only Tottenham. Then we do our own Spurs stuff on our own channels.
Yeah.
On YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah.
We've got back posts.
Yeah, the Back Post podcast. Check that out. Obviously, both of these 2 feature on there fairly regularly. So yeah,
Probably a
Doing it
joint
once.
OnlyFans coming soon at some point as well.
Can't
so
wait.
for
shout
sure.
out,
Yeah.
watch out for that.
Nice one. Thanks. Go and check all that stuff
It wasn't a
out.
joke.
Ollie included, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A trio. All that good stuff. 5-star Spotify comment. Like, I can't say every week. Everyone knows the deal by now.
yeah.
John will be back next week, allegedly.
Come on, John. sort it out,
Allegedly.
mate. Pull your
Bro-
finger out.
And I
Bro's got so
will
much
bring
going
up
on.
the Southampton game. I will not forget.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for listening and have a good rest of the week.
Bye.
Bye.